Hi everyone, welcome to the English Corner. You have seen the first part of the first lesson, the best Christmas present in the world, through our previous video. Now you are going to see the second part of it. Stay tuned. Thank you. I folded the letter again and slipped it carefully back into its envelope. I kept awake all night. By morning, I knew what I had to do. I drove into Bridport, just a few miles away. I asked a boy walking his dog where Copper Beaches was. House number 12 turned out to be nothing but a burnout shell, the roof gaping, the windows boarded up. I knocked at the house next door and asked if anyone knew the whereabouts of Mrs. Macpherson.
Hello. Do you know Mrs. Jim Macpherson who lives nearby? Yeah, I know her well. Yeah, a lovely old lady, a bit muddle-headed. Hmm. But at her age, she was entitled to be, wasn't she? 101 years old. She had been in the house when it caught fire. No one really knows how the fire had started, but it could well have been candles. She used candles rather than electricity because she always thought electricity was too expensive. The firemen had got her out just in time. She is in a nursing home now, Burlington House, on the Dorchester Road, on the other side of town.
I found Burlington House nursing home easily enough.
Hello, good morning. I'm here to see Mrs. Jim Macpherson. I'm her friend. I have brought her a Christmas present. May I see her?
Hello, I'm glad that somebody has finally come to meet her. Would you like to have a mince pie?
Thank you.
Mrs. Macpherson is not in with the others. She's rather confused today, so we thought it best if she had a good rest.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Santa.
She took me to her. She has no family, no one visits. So I'm sure she will be only too pleased to see you. The old lady was sitting in a wheelchair, her hands folded in her lap. She had silver white hair pinned into a wispy bun.
Hello. Happy Christmas, Connie. I found this. I think it's yours.
As I was speaking, her eyes never left my face. I opened the tin box and gave it to her. That was the moment her eyes lit up with recognition and her face became suffused with a sudden glow of happiness. I explained about the desk, about how I had found it, but I don't think she was listening. For a while, she said nothing, but stroked the letter tenderly with her fingertip. Suddenly, she reached out and took my hand. Her eyes were filled with tears. You told me you would come home by Christmas, dearest. And here you are, the best Christmas present in the world. Come closer, Jim, dear. Sit down. I sat down beside her and she kissed my cheek. I read your letters so often, Jim. Every day. I wanted to hear your voice in my head. It always made me feel you were with me. And now you are. Now you are back. You can read it to me yourself. Would you do that for me, Jim dear? I just want to hear your voice again. I love that so much. And then perhaps we'll have some tea. I've made a nice Christmas cake, marzipan all around. I know how much you love marzipan.